without further ado, man, Vinny, I wanted one to thank you for giving us just a few minutes of your time, and I'm so anxious to hear from you. And the crazy thing is, each and every week, I feel like my goal is to bring the meat every week, right? That's my slogan, and I have a number of folks who suggest that I need to have somebody on. And I can tell you, I've had a number of folks go, you need to have Uncle Vinny on. So I'm so happy to have Uncle Vinny on. And first of all, where did the uncle come from other than maybe the show? Is that where does it come from?
That's the only thing I can think of. You
Okay.
know, they call me uncle, they call me cousin. In my former job, they call me a lot worse, so I'll take it.
Yes. Well, Uncle Vinny, my brother, I'm so glad that you joined us this morning. So again, the floor is yours. So share with us whatever you've got, whatever's on your heart, man. We're anxious to hear.
Okay, let's start with the bio. And I took a little bit about my bio then on the phone.
Yes.
Once upon a time back in 1990, I was a young college aspirant to go to college, and I always wanted to go into real estate. I know it sounds corny. I always wanted to do it. I took the test for real estate in 1991. I was maybe halfway done with college, entered St. John's, finished, and my professor was a real professor. He was like the guy with the bow tie, right? And the plaid shirt, the comb over here. And he says, you guys think your employers are gonna wait for you on Utopia Parkway and around the parking lot of St. John's to give you a job, but you're wrong. You gotta get a job. So I abandoned my 1991 dreams of being a real estate agent, got scared and went to the police department. While I was in the police department, I bought, I sold, I flipped, went through the Great Recession of 2006, 7, and 8. That was real education. And then as soon as I had a chance to retire in 20 years, I left. By that time, I was a first grade detective, well decorated. And the longer you stay in NYPD, the more money you make. And I told my captain, I was like, look, I'm 43, I'm still a relatively young man. People become, kings and captains of industry. I want to leave. He gave me a look like, yeah, right, good luck. Anyway, I left and never looked back. It's been a great experience ever since, 2015 when I retired. I had to say, Vinny, you're no longer this heralded first grade detective. You are a rookie, starting from the bottom as a new realtor. And I went to 2 other places that I worked in. Then I landed doing real estate in KW. Really understood that there was no daddy. No one's going to give me leads. And KW said, you have to go find your leads and make your way. You eat what you kill. So
Yes, indeed.
That's my story.
Well, I know that, again, I don't want to take away any shine, but what I'd love to know is how the two worlds meet. I think it's pretty obvious how they can, but in your words, that experience as a detective, how has that benefited you in what we do on a daily basis in real estate?
Now, I'm going to give away all the bullet points of my upcoming podcast, the Vinny Thompson podcast, coming soon to a podcast near you. That's 1 and 2. And it's funny, only looking back, as we say, can look forward. Now being in real estate for 7 years, my lucky number 7, I see a lot of parallels. One is omnipresence, right? If you had a condition on your post of someone's, high crime, drugs, prostitution, it's all right, Vinny, you guys stay in this corner, you make the condition disappear. They give you a marked RMP. They'd give you the cop in the box. Sometimes they have the cop and they put him in this big telescoping, thing that's like 20 feet high, and you had an omnipresence. And all of a sudden the crime disappeared in your area. That omnipresence I took in real estate. Well, how can I seem to be everywhere all at once, but I'm really only one person? So I decided to go hard, and just like the RMP police car, I wrapped my car with my big head on the side of it, saying, I'm Vinny Thompson. Are you looking to buy, sell, and invest in real estate? And I drove it locally when I went to the supermarket and when I went to the gym, when I went on a listing appointment, no, sorry, when I went on a listing appointment, I parked around the corner because people didn't want you in their business yet until I got the listing. And then I pull up proudly in front of the car and just pounding the neighborhood and promoting myself and promoting myself. And that's some of the parallels, right? So it's omnipresence of policing, omnipresence of not being a secret agent.
Hey man, a secret agent. Ooh, I've got a son that's about to start this amazing opportunity, and I'm trying to pound that into him that he cannot be a secret agent, right? Those kids are so used to having this in their hand, but not having conversations.
That's
So I'm hopeful that he will start to pick some of that up. So what else is on your mind that you'd love to share with us today?
I think this is, I laugh because some people like real estate, some people stop it, some people start it. This is the greatest profession ever. I've never been commission based, never wanted to be. I had really a bad attitude about people in sales, which I guess is why I didn't go full time until I retired. And maybe some what I now know to be limiting beliefs that have all changed, right? We get older, and the more books I read, I realize how much I really don't know. I think I know, but I don't, which is being learning based and willing to learn new things about omnipresence, using your past experiences to help your future experiences. I think is key in real estate as times change, the economy changes, the real estate landscape changes, ever changing, right? That's all useful. And having a few gray hairs and some little hair left, hopefully that helps you with saying, hey, here's why you choose me. I have some sage wisdom on what you should do with your home with a high level of integrity. So I think those parallel, and people see that and, they're with you, or maybe they're not your clients, right? That takes time. And you mentioned using the phone. I did undercover work for 10 of my last 20 years. And we couldn't be on the phone. You can have a web presence. So I think that's the reason why people probably see way too much of me, because I can't believe I can now broadcast to the world, what I ate for breakfast, right? I think it's incredible, and promoting yourself is key. So I think it's parallels in real estate.
Nice. Nice. What is, again, you're in a completely different market, I think, than we are. Because as I look at the audience today, there's probably 20%, 25% of us that are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then we're represented from Memphis to the Heartland to Arizona, Philadelphia, Florida. What is that market like? And what are you experiencing currently there up in the New York area?
So I go to almost all the seminars. I think last time I saw Spring Masterminds. I go to like every one, right?
Right.
Like everyone. And
Are you going to be in Pittsburgh?
I'm good, of course.
I'll see you there.
Of course.
Ditto.
Mandatory. And
Yep.
what I just get bummed out. It's like, wow, these guys in a place like Dallas, they have new construction, they have reloads, they have military, they have older homes. All we have in New York is old houses. I sold the house in Brooklyn that was built in 1880, and I still got grandma, $1.1 million because of, the neighborhood changed. And now people want this old, brownstone. It is hip, and that's happening in cities across America. So I got out of my head. Because you know what, Vinny, you specialize in these old houses, right? Help them fix up, clean, declutter, get them ready for the market, for a lot of my older clients that can't do it themselves, and the family members are too busy, and that can be your niche. So when you understand that because someone may be old or downsizing, they can't afford the new changes, which is during the pandemic, they couldn't go up on the electricity. Electricity bill up 30%, water 10%, gas 15%. People are being priced out and they can't afford, so they have to downsize. So if you understand your market of what you have, as opposed to what you don't, you can then thrive. And know that even with the economic downturn, I want to preach to the people that have to sell. A life event that makes them have to sell. And then I can find a buyer when I can explain the market to the seller, why they can't get what they got in 2022, but you can still leave in 2023 with a fistful of dollars and go to Dallas, where, or another part of the country.
Right, right. Well,
Can I interject a question?
yes.
Hey, I am very curious about who is buying in New York, because I feel like, for one, the price point is very high. I don't know what is the lowest you can actually afford and where you need to go to still be kind of, in the New York City realm.
Right.
And then I feel like there's a lot of people going there for jobs, but then also moving away. They're just there for a couple of years. Like, who's buying in New York?
So there's the 5 boroughs of New York very quickly, and then the surrounding suburbs, right? It'll take you 8 hours to get to Canada if you drive outside of New York. If you're speeding like Evans, my buddy here, 6 hours. But if you drive normally, it'll take you 8 hours to get to Canada. And as you go 2 hours outside of New York, it becomes any town USA. So in the 5 boroughs of New York, you have Brooklyn, which is a big mecca, which is like downtown Brooklyn, and then Bed-Stuy, and then you have like the Canarsies, which is more residential, maybe $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 range. And then your Bed-Stuy brownstones, you're talking about 900 to $1 million, fix it up 1.2, 2 million, $3, $4 million, closer to, let's say, the park area, Prospect Park. So there's lots of different areas you can get to. And it used to be Brooklyn was only the stopping point to get to Manhattan until Brooklyn became Brooklyn. And now people want to stay there. All my younger Queens tenants said, Vinny, we're out. Where you going? I'm going to Brooklyn. It's expensive, I know, but I have a room that I'm going to pay $1,400 for because I want to be in Brooklyn. Have at it, good luck. And that's all you can say. So everybody's buying because when one person leaves New York, 10 people want to take their place. And I can sell those green kitchens and purple bathrooms to those that have the visions, because that's what we have here. You want to, bring roots, or do you want to pay, $2,500 for a 2-bedroom? What's your choice? You gotta buy. Once you're qualified, you got the golden ticket. So anybody that's here, we have a lot of municipal workers here, police, cops, firemen, medical. They're buying, so, and they're getting.
Yeah, to Christina's question, I think we think affordability up that part of the country is just mad crazy when, here you can still buy a nice 322, a little on the outskirts a little bit, but, low 300s in many cases. You might be able to get brand new if you're willing to go far north or far east. And
Right.
so it's good to know that there is some affordability if you're willing to go a little bit outside the normal boroughs. And again, I have no idea even what that means. I know Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Queens, right? So I'm telling you, if you're on this call and you have anyone that's looking in that area, I think our cousin and our Uncle Vinny can handle it, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the beauties of this, because we've been able to connect people to amazing agents in Memphis, Florida, again, now New York. So again, don't hesitate to reach out. And if you don't have, Christina will probably post your information, but if not, feel free to reach out to me. I can get you in touch with Vinny or anyone on this call, because we've got amazing agents all over the country here. And again, LA, California, New York, Florida, Arizona, Tennessee, here in the Dallas area. So I love connecting. And again, we're about relationships and family. We've got a number of folks on the call today that are not with KW. And honestly, I don't care because we're all part of the real estate family. And that's what's most important. We've got some lenders on the call because again, we're all in bed together, so to speak. So is there anything else? Because again, I want to be mindful of your time, because again, this is hard hitting. That's just what we do because we're busy professionals. And if we're going to spend 15, 20, 25 minutes together, I want to make sure that it's useful. And then we're off to do what we do. Is there anything else that another point or two you'd love to leave us with?
I think to your point of having agents around the country, after taking so many classes at Keller Williams, I really like the agent to agent referrals, right? And I teach that. If you guys want me to teach at your market center, just give me a holler. I'm more than happy to teach about that. And I found that to be relatively easy. So Steven says, you know, I got a guy in New York. He can help you get your house sold. I'm like 60% in once Steven gives me the blessing. And all I got to do is, you know, take care of 40% because someone's already vouched for me. So that used to be like 10, 15. Now it's about 65% of my business is agent to agent referrals of people in and outside of KW. Because once the word gets out that all you have to do is ask VinnyThompson.com, which I blast into your head with every single post. Ask VinnyThompson.com, real estate agency, powered by Keller Williams. You know, or you feel like I'm your go-to guy that's going to help you along with my allied resources, my attorneys, my expediters, my painters, my cleaners, help you get that house sold. So it's finding that niche of something that you like doing and something that you will do, right? It has to be both because you may like it, but will you do it? And I think for me, agent to agent referrals has definitely become my niche and selling old houses in the 5 boroughs and surrounding, you know, suburbs. So far, so good on that.